Now, Joe Biden tonight continues to say no to American energy, as we've been discussing, continues to say no to restoring energy independence. Here with reaction, former Keystone XL pipeline worker Neal Crabtree is with us, along with Ohio Republican Congressman Jim Jordan. Neal, let me start with you. You heard the premier of Alberta say within a year we can have 900,000 barrels of oil pumped through that pipeline a day. How close were we to finishing that pipeline?
Well, we've got to remember, just because President Biden gives his okay, that we're still dealing with an energy company that lost billions of dollars the first time around. So they're going to be very hesitant to come back to the United States without some kind of concessions. You know, if I was that energy company, I would say, hey, you're going to have to give me some of my money back that I lost the first time around, and you're going to have to give me some concrete proof that we're not going to end up in U.S. courts again. But as far as building the pipeline, hey, we got the workforce that can do it. In about 8 months' time, we'll have that pipeline up and running. I'm tired of hearing that this is going to take 3 years to do.
Let me ask you a question.
No, sir.
I interviewed other pipeline workers, and you all were making pretty good money. These were high-paying, skill-specific career jobs, right? Because
yes, sir.
And the reason
we take a lot of pride in it. It is a career.
And you guys were working hard. How did you feel when you heard that not only was your project canceled, but almost simultaneously a waiver was given to Vladimir Putin for the Nord Stream 2 pipeline? How'd that make you feel?
I mean, we take a lot of pride in what we do, and I'm not trying to be sounding like a wimp here, but it broke our hearts. You know, we take a lot of pride in producing American energy. We want to do it here at home. And let me just say something. I take no pride in saying what I'm about to say right now, but the President of the United States is lying to you when he says that his policies have nothing to do with the prices of energy. They have everything to do with the prices going up. And I'm glad you had Congressman Jim Jordan on with me tonight, and he can back me up on this. I've sat in congressional hearings where they called every CEO in from the major companies in this country, and they told them they're going to stop producing energy. And he's the only one who stood up and said, no, this is wrong. So, yes, Joe Biden, your policies have everything to do with what's going on in this country right now.
Jim Jordan, you know, if we would open up the gas potential of Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, that'd be huge. You're listening to Neal's story here, and I just, frankly, it makes no sense to me. Maybe it'll make sense to you, or you can make sense of it.
No, this is the great divide in America today, Sean. You got the, quote, elite and the crazy left who think that there's no problem having $4 and $5 gas. And then you got middle America. You got the working and middle-class American families who understand what this means. So this is the great. You had Colbert say, oh, just go buy a Tesla. And Buttigieg said, you know, buy an electric vehicle. The disdain they have for the people in manufacturing and the people in agriculture, the people who make things and grow things, is what just bugs me to death. I mean, remember when Peter Strzok said, I'm in the Walmart and I can smell the Trump supporters? Or when Anderson Cooper said, you know, Trump supporters, they eat at the Olive Garden and stay at the Marriott. I mean, the disdain the, quote, elite, the left have for the people in this country who make it happen is what drives me crazy. And we are seeing that play out. People like Mr. Crabtree are what make this country such a special place, and they're getting a raw deal from the Biden administration.
Jim Jordan, you'll stay with us. Mr. Crabtree, I agree with Jim. I thank you and your fellow workers for all the great work you've done. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.